It's the NFL on EA Sports. And front and center is Sam Laporta. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Lions and the Texans on Sunday Night Primetime.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Texans offense heading out behind their quarterback in his second season. Last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
They'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Stroud. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. The throwing again is Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. A shotgun snap to Stroud. Got his man, Dell. And it's going to be another first down as they get him to the ground at the Lions' 15-yard line. As Stroud now to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your...
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Stroud working out of the gun. This goes out wide for Mixon. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Oh, a good return up. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs to the 43, second down. And the numbers for Gibbs from last week. 15 carries, 67 yards.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Texans offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's second down and 5. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Stroud out of the gun here. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Stroud. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Again, it's Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Collins. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line. Stroud looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Mixing up the middle. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they're on a first or a second seed come playoff time.
From the 35, here's second and a couple. He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. They'll look to throw again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 28 yards. And the Lions have got it back to within a score.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. Now a 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Stroud. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Aleem McNeil gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Stroud to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Collins. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. They find some open field here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. Counter play, here's Gibbs. And a Good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 40 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But that's what they have to do more defensively, not just getting sacks. We have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Under pressure, they got him again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Back to throw here. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Bates' kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon set to take over once more. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. Stroud off the play fake. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Mixon running right, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Collins. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Finds Gibbs on the check down. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Smith to return it. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Texans will take over. So here are the Texans to take over. They fell last week to the Jets, but they've got the lead right now as they start this drive. A shotgun snap to Stroud. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Now Stroud. And looking for Cook, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 25, here's second down and 3.
He'll look to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. That one a first down pickup of 8. Now back to throw.
This to Laporta, right side.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions have taken the lead. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. For the football going back over now to the Houston Texans.
We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down.
Alex Anzalone able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third down, Mixon. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
But Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions offense getting set once again.
We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Back to throw now on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Over the middle and take it in by Laporta.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. as the first half is winding down.
And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Final play of the half, Stroud.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. He is the NFL's leader in rushing yards to this point in the season. And if he can replicate or even surpass the production that he had over the first half of the year, he's going to have a good chance to take home the title. Another run for Gibbs here.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. Out of the gun now on third down.
That is caught. Down the left sideline.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A big play there. 76 yards.
And the Lions are able to add on to that lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again, and they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Holding offense.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
On the quick, right?
Stroud looking to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like the empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That's returnable now for Smith. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set them back on 2nd.
No question, that was needed by the defense because they're already trailing by a couple of scores. They had to get off the field without allowing another one. That sack on the first play, that may have derailed this drive.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll look to throw. That is caught by Laporta. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 3rd down and 6. He'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. Houston set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
2nd and 10. back to throw. Here's Stroud. This one left side caught by Collins. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. That one was hard to fathom. They were in the dime. They had 6 DBs back there. They still lost it.
Great word, because I'm right there with you. I don't understand how they couldn't pick him up. But don't be surprised next week early, there's some extra people in the locker room, maybe a tryout or two for those guys who missed him.
Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 3. Stroud sets up the play action. That's to the sideline and incomplete. So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. They go play action here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that will bring up 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Stroud. Over the middle, complete. It's Collins. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Stroud to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
That's complete. It's Collins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here goes Stroud again. Flush to his right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. C.J. Stroud taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Texans are back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was C.J. Stroud who finished off that drive with the touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. Second and 11. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And award that sack to Boogie Basham. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The Texans offense and Nico Collins heading onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. It's loose, the ball bouncing around, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone, so that is going to be a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, the play of the game.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And they'll accept that penalty. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. In motion goes the tight end. That's complete to Laporta. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. A play action fake. They'll look to throw.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
They'll try and throw for it. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a
and it's out. He put it on the carpet.
That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. 2nd and short now following the fumble.
Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Collins.
That one a 1st down pickup of 8. Now Stroud.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap to Stroud.
And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
Stroud. This goes out wide from Mick.
Now the ball comes loose.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumbles.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Stroud looking to throw.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And Stroud now to throw. That's caught again by Schultz. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Stroud will look to throw once more. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Stroud working out of the gun. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Lions will take over here at their own 12-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And some room to work. Now he's loose up the left sideline. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 88 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. 7 yards there and a first down. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
That's good for a Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
The throwing again is Stroud. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
At the Lions' 27-yard.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And one more time, here's Kirk. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's another Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw again. That's going to be caught by Kirk. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
At the 18-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Again, it's Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Brian Branch with it. And bulldozing his way through. And the Lions will take over here just shy of the 30. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A give right side for Gibbs. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Detroit, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it was a game they really needed as they drop back.
It's Week 11 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Commanders and the Buccaneers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Alongside Brock Hewitt. Carlson ready to get us started. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Return starts at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken 2nd in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. A couple of interceptions. He's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Play fake here, Daniels. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the gun, it's Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Commanders will have a first. Taylor now up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
Option give to Taylor. And he gets it down to the 13-yard line. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, Daniels. The throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and goal, here's Taylor. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal. Taylor can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
That one's incomplete in the end zone.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
In his 11th year, still knocking them through. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Buccaneer offense getting out there for their second drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. That's a catch, Jalen McMillan. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
And the Buccaneers, first down.
From the gun, Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Marshawn Lattimore up for the secondary for the stop. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
At the 42-yard line.
Irving here from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
That pass complete to McMillan. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Never eat shredded wheat. North, east, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it. Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
On target to his man Taylor. And this one doesn't go far.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. Mayfield on 1st and 10. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They send a tight end in motion. Irving on the inside give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. They've got an early 3-0 lead as they take over here. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. No luck finding his receiver that time. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Straight ahead with Taylor. And the hit stops him cold. Well, he maybe got back to the line. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down. They kick the running back in motion. He's on the move. He's running for it. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
First down, ball at the 36. From the gun, Taylor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Second down carry for Taylor. And he takes this ahead to the 40-yard line before going down. Pickup of 6, and now they've got 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap to Daniels. That's caught for the first. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. On the counter, it's Taylor. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the first. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. Now Daniels off the play action. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They've got first down from the 31. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. The rookie out of Alabama, they're on the tackle. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Running back, motioning right. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, he gets it back.
You know what? Everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third. Daniels back to throw. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
The Commanders ready for the punt. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. And this one sails out, no return on the punt. Tampa Bay ready to head out to the field. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. And he could have a free play here. This one won't be reeled in, but they had that green light to take the shot, and they did. Looked like somebody on the defense jumped the snap. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him.
Still first down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. Running it after the penalty. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Looking right, and he finds him. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. While that play was going on, we see that one of their teammates shaken up on the play. Not quite sure what happened, but they're out there to tend to him. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. And some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
First and 10. Here's Jones. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Here's the give to Irving. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They get 2 on the play, and now they've got first and goal. Once again, Irving. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Out of the gun, a give to Jones. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Now they send their back in motion right. And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers take a second quarter lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Blake Grupe to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers take a 4-point lead. Here's Grupe on now to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
They go again with Taylor. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Escapes the pocket. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Here's a counter give to Robinson. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
And they don't allow a lane to form. Defense taking care of that play near the line. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Here's Daniels. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
They'll punt another one away. Coy Bajorquez returning to the field. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
Caught by Burton. And they bring him down here at about the 13-yard line. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Buccaneers need some big yards in a hurry. Third and short, Mayfield. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Taylor now up the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Taylor has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on...
And he gets in. Touchdown! The Commanders get some late points and the lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Carlson adds the extra point. And the Commanders push their lead to 3.
Commanders 10, Buccaneers 7.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bucs getting their offense out there just before halftime. Not a whole lot of time left for them to put something together here before the break. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. 1st down, here's Baker. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it.
Well, the teams are ready. The fans are ready. Let's give the people what they came here for. We'll jump past halftime and get right back to the game. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders and this running back headed back out for a new series. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now Daniels to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it's going to be their football coming up. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. On the give, this is Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. Little nod, little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
He's going to snag a couple of yards, charging up the gut. Tackle made by Ernest Jones.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
3rd down. Here's Mayfield. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Commanders will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Daniels. Cut by Sutton. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Taylor makes the catch. Punt team on the field. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And the Bucs will be backed up pretty deep to start this drive. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
There he goes on the right side. At the 20. And in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers take a third-quarter lead. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
That one splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers take a 4-point lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Commanders set to take over. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Brought in right side by McLaurin. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
From the 43. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. The Buccaneers and Jermaine Burton headed out there now. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be their football. Baker now off to play fake. They connect on the deep shot. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. They'll run this with Irving. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Frankie Luvu there for the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Pressure coming, Baker. He's got him, that's McMillan. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Mayfield. Got his target, it's Otten. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. Mayfield now from the gun. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now a 4th down, staring right at him. Tampa Bay in punt formation now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a first. Taylor again. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Handoff headed right, Irving. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Buccaneers football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on for one final quarter. Third and 4 coming up now. From the gun, Mayfield. Irving hauls it in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 44. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mayfield to throw again. Nick Millen hauls it in. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Going with Irving here. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled. Well, for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
3rd and long, Mayfield. Rolling left, finds him. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. Nice punt here, up and angled towards the sideline. And they won't be able to return this one as it sailed. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Play fake here. Daniels. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Quite the start to that drive, huh? The first play sets him up now at the 38. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he's brought down for a loss. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Pass taken in by Sutton. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Daniels. Getting out to his... And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. The Commanders ready for the punt. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing, Baker. And he'll get it up to the 27. Second and 3 now. From the 27. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Baker out of the pistol. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st down, ball at the 36.
That's good. For our Buccaneers, 1st down.
Carry here for Irving. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Mayfield thrown out of the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down. They're out now, ready to punt it. And this is going to put him up to 6 punts today. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it's going to be their football coming up. Straight ahead with Taylor. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Running back, motioning right. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now Daniels off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he runs out of bounds at the opposing 45. Daniels on 1st down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Junior Colson. Into the red zone. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Groupie to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers drive their lead to 11. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. He fields it from the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The command... They're out and set, 1st and 10. Daniels coming back after that pick. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Working quickly here. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by Junior Colson. And the Buccaneers are going to have... It's a win for the Buccaneers. And this was the type of response you